up, guys? Winter Kills here, coming at you with a post-ban list and also a 60 card variant of Nekroz. I know I updated this Nekroz deck about a week ago, but I wanted to bring you guys the 60 card variant as soon as possible, and I finally got the cards in the mail that I needed to do so. Of course, if you guys are buying any singles or sealed product on TCG Player, use my affiliate link down in the description below. And if you're interested in this playmat or any of the sleeves that I'm using, they're all found on ImperiumDuelist.com. You use that discount code down in the description to save 10% off your entire order. This beautiful playmat comes out on the 18th of October, so stay on the lookout for that. But we're going to get right into the deck list here. We have 3 copies of Bryanak. Of course, got to max out on Bryo. 2 copies of Trish. 2 copies of Valk. Even in 60 cards, I don't want to play 3 of these, to be totally honest. 2 copies of Clauseless. 1 Decisive Armor, and 1 Gungnir, and 1 Unicorn. So yeah, a bigger Nekroz package here. I mean, including the Decisive Armor and the Gungnir, which aren't really always included in standard lists of Nekroz. But in a 60 card list, you definitely get to play them and utilize their abilities to their fullest extent because you're playing 60 cards, so you definitely have extra room to work with. And now we'll move into the other rituals. We have 3 copies of Chalice Slime, an incredible starter for the deck. Discard any card in your hand and summon an incantation from your deck. So this card is amazing, a must-have at 3 in 40 or 60. Then I have 3 Seravis the Ancient and Ascended. Basically, we're not ritual summoning this card. It's just a hand trap that protects any card we control from being targeted by a card effect. When it activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, you can just discard and negate. So this protects your Vanity's Ruler, and it protects your Zaborg from getting Impermanence or Valored or Widow Anchored or whatever it might be. This card helps protect that 100%. So definitely need to play that at least in a 60 card list since we have the room. And then the last ritual is 1 Cyber Angel Ben 10 to search out your Vanity's Ruler or your Monjus if you need to. Then the incantations, we have 3 copies of Pencil Plume, 3 copies of Candle, 3 copies of Brickstone or Bookstone, and then 3 copies of Talismandra. So playing a full and literally a full incantation engine here. 3 of all of the main decked incantations, not counting the rituals, but you got to play these guys at 3 in here at a 60 card list just because you need to see them. You definitely want to play as many as you can to increase those chances of seeing them. Then we have 3 copies of Zaborg the Mega Monarch, instant win condition against a lot of decks. So definitely want to max out in here at 3. And then we have 3 copies of Manju the 10,000 Hands. In a 60 card list, we have the room to play both Zaborg and Manju, as well as the Vanity's Ruler. So tons of options to see a good normal summon in any given hand. Then we'll go into the other monsters here. I actually did decide on playing 3 copies of Shuret. Even though I am also playing Rhoda, I think playing 3 is fine because it doesn't hurt seeing this card in your opening hand. Then I'm also playing 1 Great Sorcerer of the Nekroz. This card is good for searching out the spellcaster versions of your rituals and stuff. So good card to at least play a 1 of. Then we have 3 copies of Prep to start off the spells. This card is fantastic. Obviously, we know this. An easy 3 of, in my opinion. Then we have 3 copies of Call by the Grave. With it being, again, a 60 card list, Call by the Grave, you do have room for this in here. And it doesn't hurt to have Call by because it can just allow a lot of your plays to go through. Your Zaborg can, instead of that getting Valored or whatever, you can have the Call by and the protection from Seravis as well. Again, just stopping cards like Ash and, Ogre, whatever it might be. Call by the Grave, very, very good to have. Then for the ritual spells, we have 2 Cycle, 2 copies of Kaleidoscope, 2 copies of Mirror. So playing 2 of each of the mirrors here in this list, because again, we have the room. I believe I was only doing 2-2-1 in a previous list, but bumping it up to 2-2-2 in this 60 card. Still playing the 2 Celestial Observatory. Draw power is still kind of key in here. Again, this could be Extravagance. I just don't own Extravagance. So feel free to play Extravagance if you've got the card to do so. Then 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. A amazing extender when you see any of your incantations or have any Nekroz plays to start off with. Because you can start with like Bryo and get like Trish or something. And then you can like, or Foolish Burial Goods, a ritual spell, like a Nekroz ritual spell, and then banish the Bryo and the spell that you just sent for like a Kaleidoscope at the start of your turn. So this card does have really good synergy. then 1 Rhoda and 1 Incantation Inception. I think these are kind of mandatory. Although I guess you don't need to play Rhoda with 3 Shurit, but it doesn't hurt again to see Shurit, so want to get to that card as soon as possible. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. 60 card total main deck, one thick boy. Now we'll go into the extra deck, which is a bit different than the previous list because I am playing Zaborg again and Manju. So 1 Armatile, the Chaos Phantom, again, it's a level 12 target, level 11 target. This is a kaleidoscopable target and also a good target for your Zaborg. If it's just sent to the graveyard, you just get to pop a card your opponent controls. So good removal there. So those are it for the fusions. I still don't want to play 2 NTS. I know I was playing 2 NTS in the last list, and I wasn't even playing Zaborg. But again, there's just room in the extra. But yeah, but then we have 1 Dweller, 1 Emerald, and 2 copies of Totally Awesome. I think Totally Awesome is a great target to be able to send off Zaborg. Just be able to add back stuff from your graveyard for free. So I think this card is really good. And then you can use the other one to recycle the other one if you need to. So yeah, that's it for the Xyz. For the Synchros, a level 10 target, Zaborg target, and a level 6 target. And then playing 3 copies of Herald the Arclight. Which I think regardless of playing, you know, if you're playing like Zaborg or not, still think playing 3 of these is a sort of a good idea. Anyways, so yeah. Herald, and then 1 Nephthys, the Sacred Flame, and 1 Nightmare Phoenix, just for a bit of back row removal. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. One of the main reasons I wanted to bump up to a 60 card list was so I could just play like a bigger Incantation engine and play cards like Saravis and Callby in the main deck, and play Zaborg and Vanity's Ruler and Manju all in the same list. And with Nekroz being such a deck that like searches so incredibly much, it's just still so consistent even at 60 cards. And actually, since I've got some time here, let's go ahead and just do a quick test hand. We'll do a combo. If you guys want to see the combo, just set up Vanity's Ruler. Go check out the last Nekroz deck profile if you want. I'll also be doing a test hand video at some point in the future, so you guys have that to look forward to as well. All right, so pile shuffled this monstrosity of a deck. 60 card. I haven't played a 60 card deck in like probably 2 years. I think the last 60 card deck I played was Zodiac Infernoid, and that was a really fun deck. So 60 card decks always seem to be very, very fun regardless. So yeah, let's go ahead and shuffle the deck a bit more here. A lot of cards to work with, so let's go ahead and now cut the deck and see what we draw into. All right, so we're gonna do an opening hand of 5. We got Celestial Observatory, Gungnir, Bryanak, Kaleidoscope, and Mirror. So looking like a really solid hand as is. The only difference is we don't really see any incantations, which is unfortunate. So yeah, let's start by pitching Bryanak and going for the Yugioh, since we already have Kaleidoscope in our hand, which is nice. And then from here, we're going to use the Kaleidoscope to send Herald of the Arclight, as you might have guessed. Like this. We could also summon both Yugioh and Gungnir if we wanted to, by sending that level 11 target. But let's go ahead and summon the Yugioh, and then we'll use Herald of the Arclight effect to add any ritual. And here we're actually going to add the, where is it? Since we can add any ritual, we'll add Chalice Slime here. And then we're going to discard Chalice Slime, and then we're going to special summon Talismandra. Talismandra effect will activate, and we'll go ahead and add, let's see here. We could add Colossalus and pitch Colossalus for Cycle, but that doesn't do us a whole lot. So let's actually just go for, let's go for Bryanak so we have a follow-up for next turn. I think that's a good idea. Go for Bryanak. Doesn't hurt to have a follow-up. We do have Gungnir to protect Yugioh from destruction by battle or card effect, I believe. So that is good. So let's cut the deck. So we can actually make Observatory live this turn, which is nice. So we'll use Observatory, put this back to the bottom, and draw into 2 more cards. Preparation of 2 copies of Preparation of Rites. That is insane. So I guess I'd prep and go for, let's see, I'm going to add another copy of Chalice Slime for next turn as well. And we'll add back that, where is it? Chalice Slime, if I could find it, and then we'll add back this. And I guess we could prep again, because why the hell not, and go for Saravis. So we have even more protection from the for our Yugioh for next turn. So just like that, ending on an extremely strong field as is. Not really extremely strong. I mean, it's just Yugioh, but we have tons of ways to protect it. And we're ending on 6 cards in our opening hand. So that's really, really good if you ask me. And seems like standard Nekroz shenanigans as well. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand if you ask me. Like really, really good hand. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the 60 card take on Nekroz. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And yeah, don't forget to check out my affiliate link to TCG Player down in the description below, as well as Imperium Duelist, and use that discount code if you want to save 10% off your entire order and also support me in the process. The win-win if you ask me. So hope you guys are having a good one. Thank you so much for watching. This is Winter Killer signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one.